everybody, and I'm very happy to be here and to tell you a bit more about what ING is doing to combat climate change. First of all, as ING, we recognize that the growing threat to the environment and the potential impact for people all around the world related to climate change. We recognize that the climate crisis has effect on human rights and biodiversity. And we recognize that the climate actions is a business and economic imperative, and that there are both risks and opportunities related to that. We are convinced that we have to continue to come up with solutions, to do everything in our power to drive the transition to the real economy, our clients into a sustainable, low-carbon economy. So as ING, we have developed an integrated approach, and it starts at home, obviously, with our own operations. And now we use 100% of renewable energy, and we have a bigger target to keep doing better. But as a bank, for us, this is really about how our business impacts climate, and how climate impacts our business. So how can we have the biggest impact? And that's clearly through the money we lend to our customers, to our clients. We finance billions of euros of green loans, and we use incentive to help companies to become greener themselves. For an example, we innovate, and in 2017, we started sustainability-linked loans and bonds, where interest rates are linked to the sustainability performance of our clients. We were the first bank to close that kind of transaction in 2017 with Philips, and similarly with EDF in France. And now more and more companies see the benefits of linking your financing to your effort to protect the planet and the people. And this is a way for them to demonstrate that they are on the transition pathway to a more sustainable business model. And we are committed to make our money matter. We have now a book of 600 billion of loans across many sectors, and we put that money to work in order to help fight climate change. We call this strategy Terra. This is our Terra approach. And Terra is using a science-based scenario so as to help us to steer our loan book toward meeting the goal of the Net Zero Banking Alliance, which is to achieve net zero by 2050, the latest. So how does it work? We focus on 9 sectors. The 9 sectors in our loan book that are the most CO2 emitting sectors. So basically, this is power generation, fossil fuel, automotive, shipping and aviation, steel, cement, residential mortgage, and commercial real estate. And we measure whether our lending is moving each sector in the direction of net zero emissions. And per sector, we use the most appropriate methodology available, acknowledging that there are many roads to net zero, but in the end, this is really the impact that counts. And most importantly, we finance new technologies that are needed to reach a net zero world. Things like electric batteries, or also new greener ways to make steel. We are working to get other use those approach that are open source, and more banks are continuing to come on board. Is it easy? No. We face many dilemmas, like should we be financing nuclear power plants when many express your concern over operational safety and nuclear waste, and while others consider this is crucial technology if we want to move away from fossil fuel. So we believe that we will achieve a faster and longer lasting change by proactively working with our clients, using our advice, our experience, our influence and financing to help them make the transition to more sustainable business models. So while we say definitely a flat no to certain business, we say very frequently yes, but to others, outlining ambitions changes that they have to make first, and then helping them, empowering them to make those changes themselves. And we really are driven to have a positive impact on the world, rather than having only a positive impact on our portfolio. So I've talked about how we try to make a positive impact of climate change, but the other side of the coin is definitely climate risk. And climate risk can really impact households, businesses, and the macroeconomy at multiple levels, in turn leading to financial risks. As you know, there are physical risks. Think about our book of mortgage, when climate change would cause massive flooding, but there are also transition risks. What will happen to car makers, for instance, who haven't started making electric cars, once those are the only ones that are allowed to be sold. So climate change is bringing really a new dimension to risk, and we all need to be much more aware of that. And we have to be resilient to those risks, which means identify them, understand them better, figure out how likely they are, and learning how to mitigate them. But what is clear is climate change is happening fast, and that is there. But that's not all doom and gloom. And the action we take now have the potential to determine the future course of climate risk according to the latest IPCC reports. So we still have time to limit the worst impact, but we need to move faster, and we are convinced we need to do that together. We all have our part to play, and we call on others to do the same. So company first, they can do this by transitioning their business model. Bank, our peers, need to finance this change and help companies to create more value, advising them and supporting and sharing their advice. Governments, we believe also, should direct and guide this change. And the European Green Deal is a big step in that direction. Bringing more clarity is also something that we expect. So I've spoken today as a banker, of course, but also as a colleague, as a friend, but most importantly, as a concerned citizen living on this planet, our home. And I really care that it's warming up, threatening ecosystem, biodiversity, and life in general under its many forms. And I really care about its future. And I feel really inspired to work for ING and to be at the forefront of tackling climate change. I look forward to working with all of you. We have all our part to play for a better climate, a better future, for all of us, for the world, and for the generation to come. And as Bruno Le Maire said this morning, we are the climate finance generation, ultimately. Thank you.